When you think about where to post your job, your mind usually goes a million different directions. And oftentimes you get overwhelmed because the choices are just too many. So there are different platforms out there where you can post your job, and sometimes picking the perfect platform can get quite overwhelming. In this lesson, I'm going to show you exactly where to post your job. With this understanding that there are a lot of people that have already experienced the same frustrations and the same overwhelm by choice. And some of these people are smarter than me and you. So they have figured out a solution that not only saves you time, but saves you your sanity. Before I show you what that solution is, let me show you what the conventional process for posting a job looks like. This is what it looks like. This is you right here, and you're pulling your hair out because you've been told that LinkedIn is awesome. You've heard of ZipRecruiter, Google, Glassdoor, Monster, Facebook, even Indeed. I like Indeed. I think Indeed is a powerful tool or platform for you to post your job, but you have to think about it. It's a lot. It's a lot to pick from. But let me start with the what most people typically do when they want to hire somebody. First thing they do is they ask family and friends. They tap into their existing network, right? So you've heard of that friend that is a CNA or a cousin, and you're like, okay, cool. Maybe let me start my little business over here and hire them. That's a good idea and it's free. And a lot of people think that way, but there's so many downsides to that. Yes, the pros are that you can get a candidate faster that you know, but the downsides far outweigh the upside. Let me explain. If you hire a friend or family member, just understand that it's going to be very difficult for you to fire that person if they're not qualified, if they're not good. Sometimes family could be the downfall of your business. The reason why that is because they tend to not behave the same way as they would with a complete stranger that's hiring them. They always be saying, "Oh, that's my relative or that's my friend. I can do whatever I want." And slowly but surely, they will take advantage of you, chipping away at your business. And before you know it, they're complacent, they're despondent, and most of the time, and I've noticed this because I have a lot of family members and I'm African, I know these things. When you give somebody an opportunity and then you take it away from them because they underperformed, they end up resenting you. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. They end up resenting you. Then you say to yourself, wait a minute, but I gave you an opportunity. This is why I do not recommend tapping into family or friends. You're better off hiring a complete stranger where you have no emotional attachment to because if they do a crappy job, you can fire them with no strings attached. Firing a family member or friend is going to jeopardize your personal relationship. And it makes it so difficult for them to put boundaries between personal and business. You never want to mix personal business and business at the same time. That's just like trying to mix water and oil. It's never going to work. Yes, you might get excited about the idea of underpaying this person, working with your friend or family member, but I promise you, if you want to save yourself the multiple headaches down the road, if you want to save yourself from your business going downhill in the future, do not hire family or friends. Maybe if you really insist on hiring family or friends, you can do that much later. Once you've hired A workers. What I mean by that is when you hire a complete stranger that is really good, you bring them on, they'll bring up the standards, and then your family or friend has to rise up to that standard. But if you bring in your family member and they just coming up to this standard, then that's the only standard that's expected, right? So when you're bringing them on and they're coming on at this standard, they'll be forced to come to this standard in order to fit in. That's the only way that I'd recommend you hire family or friends, only after you've hired at least two or three strangers. Additionally, what a lot of people do is they will pick maybe two or three, sometimes even five, job boards. So Indeed being at the top of that list, sometimes LinkedIn, Monster. I don't know who uses Monster nowadays, but they'll pick maybe three to five job boards. And what they will do is they will go to each one of these platforms, go to sign up, create a new login for Indeed, create a new login for Facebook jobs, create a new login for Monster. That is just time consuming and it's insanity. The other thing that people do is once they have signed up for all these platforms, all these job boards, is they'll post their job and then they'll have to filter through hundreds of resumes. Because remember, there are tons of people that are looking for work out there, majority of whom are not even qualified for the job. So you're going to be overwhelmed by an avalanche of resumes coming in. And you have to sort and filter out what's good and what's not good. And that's time consuming and it'll drive you nuts because after a while, all those resumes are going to start looking the same. Okay. So that's the other challenge that people go through. That's the other process that people go through. And I get it because that's what they've been told. The next step is once you've figured out the people you want to interview, let's say you pick 10 people, 10 resumes, you have to call each person individually, right? Or you have to email each one by one. Some might get back to you, some might not. And again, time consuming. As a business owner, time is so precious because if you're not able to manage your time, you're just going to be held up on that one simple task for even a month. It might take you a full month to hire somebody when it should really take you only a couple of days. So time is money. Time is not on your side. After you've sifted through all of these resumes, you put in an offer to a candidate, and that top candidate might say, I found something else. Because the job market is hyper competitive right now. I don't know if you've been watching the news, but the job market is hyper competitive. And that's the risk, right? If the candidate says, oh, I've already found something else, or they might ghost you, then you have to go through the process again. Put out the job, get all these resumes, get people to respond to you, reach out to each one of them individually, try and set up a time that works for you, that works for them. Is a freaking nightmare. Time consuming. And also, a platform like Indeed, one thing I learned about using Indeed in the past is that the chances of them suspending your account randomly with no reason, no real reason given, is about 50-50. So you might go ahead and create an account on Indeed, post your job, even pay Indeed to boost your job, and they'll suspend your account randomly. It's happened to me before. So even if you look up Indeed account suspension, you're going to see a whole bunch of people complaining about Indeed, that Indeed just suspended the account randomly. So it might happen for Indeed, it might happen for Monster, or even ZipRecruiter. It's never happened to me for ZipRecruiter, but definitely for Indeed, they've suspended my account. Once they suspend your account, what they'll do is they'll have you go through this appeal process. That appeal process takes another maybe week, right? Because you have to provide, all this information and prove that you're a real business and all this stuff. Again, time is running. The clock is ticking, and you don't have that time. So the cons of applying the conventional way of posting your job far outweigh the pros of doing it that way. Like I said, the people who are smarter than me and you, and they've come up with the solution. And here it is. There's a company that we recommend called Better Team. The only con to this platform is that you have to pay money, right? Like with anything, free is going to cost you your time, and now you have to make a decision. The thing that people don't understand about going the free route is that free will cost you something. It might not cost you money, but it will cost you time. And in my opinion, time is more valuable than money to me. If I can find a software that or a technology that I can pay, let's say, $50 to save me 5 hours, to me, that's incredible value. Because to me, 5 hours, I can do something in those 5 hours that can bring me $500 if you get my drift. So it's completely up to you. Now, the choice you have to make now is, do you want to do things the conventional way and save and waste a lot of time? Or do you want to go this new route where you pay for your time? Because your time is money. So you just have to make a choice that works for you. In my opinion, this platform called Better Team is amazing. Here's why. You sign up for it. When you sign up for it, it allows for you to post your job one time, and they're going to blast out your job description to multiple or dozens of job boards. So when you sign up for it, it means that you have one login, okay, and you get all the responses in one platform. So sites like Indeed, Monster, Facebook Jobs, Google, they will push out your job description to all those platforms. You don't have to worry about creating multiple logins. You just do it one time and you have one login for all of those. That's incredible because it's going to save you a lot of time and it's efficient and it's amazing. In my opinion, what you could do is you could sign up for 1 month, post that job, and then cancel after that 30 days. So whatever the fee is, it's going to be so worth it after that 30 days. Because in that 30-day period, your job is going to be blasted out to as many candidates as possible. So you're going to be able to move as quickly as possible and get the candidates that you need and that you want for your business. What I'm going to do, I'm going to include a short video that was done by the Better Team company. And so be sure to watch this video all the way to the end so you can understand how it works. In addition, I'm going to put a link to that company, that software, below this video so you can sign up for it and use it. Once you sign up and you've posted a job, you're going to get so many resumes coming in, so it might drive you crazy. What this means is you need some kind of qualifying process. So if you post your job for 30 days and you get 100 resumes, there's no way you're going to go through those 100 resumes. So here's what I recommend you should do in order to qualify candidates. We're living in a digital world now. So one of the things that I look for when I'm hiring somebody new for my team is, are they competent enough to use simple basic video calling software like Zoom or Google Hangouts? Because most of the communication in 2021, 2022, and into the future is going to have to be done through video calls, video conferencing. So if somebody does not know how to use a video conferencing software, it means that they're not going to be savvy enough to use the apps that they're going to need for their scheduling or onboarding. So they're not going to be savvy enough to use technology. And bringing on somebody who's not savvy enough to use technology is going to cost you so much down the road. So you need to vet out the candidates that are good at technology, but that are also qualified as CNAs or home health aides. So here's how you do it. When you post the job description that I gave you in the previous lesson, you should include these two lines here. The first line you need to include is, I conduct all interviews using, and then in red, right here in red, you're going to include the video conferencing software that you prefer. So there's several tools out there, Zoom being one of them. Google Hangouts is very simple to use. So if you prefer Zoom, then just add Zoom in there. The other statement you're going to add to the job description, at the bottom of the job description, is to say, if you want to be considered for this role, please schedule a time for us to get on a video call using my calendar link here. And what you're going to do, you're going to put your Calendly link there. Let me explain to you why you're doing this, why you need to do this. This is a time saver because it's going to weed out people who don't follow instructions. It's going to weed out people who don't pay attention to detail. And it's going to weed out people who are just blasting out their resume without even reading the job description. So if somebody reads the job description all the way down to the bottom and sees this note, it means that they've read everything. So maybe what you might want to do is to be a little sneaky and put the statement somewhere in the middle of the job description. Completely up to you. You can either put it in the middle of the job description or right there down at the bottom. The choice is yours. What this is doing is forcing somebody to make sure they read the job description. Because what ends up happening is there are a lot of people that are applying for jobs without even reading what the job entails. If somebody is scheduling time on your calendar, it means they've read the job description. So at least you get a guarantee on that. So when they're scheduling time on your calendar, it means that you've already established a date for the interview and you already have their resume. So you're knocking two birds with one stone. It's going to save you so much time. So you're eliminating the whole back and forth. Once you get a resume, you're eliminating the whole back and forth of, oh, when are you free? When are you available? All this mess. So that is completely eliminated. Lastly, the other thing to consider is to make sure your current existing Calendly link is optimized in a way that it can allow for people that are looking for a job to book an appointment, as well as clients to book an appointment with you. So in my opinion, the best strategy to do this is to have two Calendly links, right, with the same email. Because if you have a separate Gmail, and it's just going to throw off your schedules, right? So you have to manage two different schedules and two different Gmails. That gets messy. So what I like to do, and you've seen this, we have two separate Calendly links. One Calendly link is for potential prospects or potential students that want to sign up for a course, and the other Calendly link is for existing students. So completely different links. Now, in order for you to create those separate links, obviously Calendly will have to charge you a fee for that. So that's completely up to you. That's optional. If you want to use two different links for your Calendly, then reach out to Calendly and ask them how to do it. Or you can search for it on their website and they'll show you how it's done. One for your clients and one for people who are looking for jobs. And then the one that's for people that are looking for jobs, that's the one you're going to include right there. If you do not see the value in saving yourself a lot of time and using this Better Team tool, then the choice is yours. You can go ahead and do the process of going to sign up for these job boards one by one manually. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to save a little money, the choice is yours. But this is the option that we highly recommend. I hope you enjoyed this video and watch this video all the way to the end by Better Team, and I'll see you in the next lesson.
In this video, we're going to learn about free job posting sites. Posting your jobs to free job posting sites is a budget-friendly way to reach candidates. And it turns out that some of the best, busiest job sites in the world are also free. Let's take a look at the top 3 free job listing resources that Better Team uses to get your job seen online. Google for Jobs. Google displays job opportunities in their search results, but you cannot post jobs directly to Google. If you want a job posted on your own site to be displayed in search results, you'll need to add structured data. This data tells Google that your entry is a job posting, so that Google can index it differently. If you're unable to add structured data to your site, you can post it to other sites that do it for you, such as Better Team. The obvious benefit of making your job posting easier for Google to find is that people who are searching for a particular position or job location on Google will quickly find your job. Glassdoor. Glassdoor is a review site with company profiles. Employers can also use their profiles to advertise job opportunities. You can list your jobs for free on Glassdoor for up to 10 days. After that, you pay per month for a single job slot for the various options. Glassdoor receives a lot of traffic and is trusted by job seekers because it allows them to learn what it's like to work for a company that they're interested in. In addition, Glassdoor will distribute your job posting to other sites for maximum exposure. Indeed. Indeed is the busiest job board in the US and one of the leading job boards worldwide. Users can post jobs for free on Indeed by choosing the Post Job Without Sponsoring option. If you want greater visibility, you can sponsor your job posting, meaning that you pay per click for more exposure. Indeed allows job seekers to search by location, job title, or keyword, so your postings are very easy for the right candidates to locate. You can also include details about compensation, hours, benefits, etc. And job applicants can respond to your posting by submitting their resume directly through Indeed. Better Team. One of the issues you'll have posting to free job sites is sorting through many applications coming from various sources and deciding which are best. With Better Team, you can create a job posting that is instantly sent to over 100 job boards and see all the results in a single dashboard. From the dashboard, you can quickly review applications, making it easier to shortlist candidates and narrow your search, helping you find the best of the best. If you would like to try using Better Team for your business, our free trial allows you to post up to 10 jobs for 4 days. Just visit betterteam.com and click Post Job for Free to try it out. Try it out for free today and see the results for yourself. Click the link below for more information or go to betterteam.com.